Hey funners, welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today we're going to do a test for primary 5 and we're going to start with test 1, which is whole numbers. These are the contents. Every video of this playlist, we will go through everything except the answers. The answers are crossed out. We even tear them out. Look, no answers.
Give the answers to your mommy. Okay, so today is test one.
Answers explained. So basically, you can just like copy this for your home.
Oh, so we are going through the answers today and how to do the questions.
Yes, so that if they have it as homework, they can just copy all the answers.
Let's get started.
So for this, for section C, you can use a calculator. We're not cheating and using a calculator for section A, but if you're taking this home, you can sure go and cheat and use your calculator for section A.
But we wouldn't be cheating.
Huh?
We wouldn't be cheating.
Yes. So in the next video, we'll go through the following few tests. If our videos are not out yet, make sure to click that notification bell so you don't miss them and you know how to do your rest other homework. So this year, which is 2022, the producer didn't do a good job because you can see you can see the holes are very close to the perforated line, right, Jojo?
Yep. We need to be careful.
If your teacher asks you to tear, then you need to tear carefully, cause Brett in primary school they didn't use this book, but then if you didn't tear carefully and a hole break, then the teacher might like punch another hole, then it will look weird with two holes, right?
And it won't be centered on the page. The two new holes. Hey, wait. Are we supposed to tell the test one?
Well, yeah, cause otherwise it's very hard to write like that to show our viewers.
Okay.
And this is like our display book. We're not actually gonna hand this in.
So you are doing before you actually do it for your school.
We're already past school, Jojo.
Oh, this is after you have done it already. So this is the second time you're doing it. So by right,
After school, Jojo, we're already like in past university now. Then you still say.
oh yeah, oh yeah. I think I'm.
Your story very messed up. You
Yeah, my memory is a bit.
have amnesia, is it?
Okay, let's go. So we are doing it especially for our viewers. We are doing it especially for our viewers. We are doing it especially for our viewers today.
Avoid my question. He has amnesia now.
So we are doing it especially for our viewers. So appreciate it.
Amnesia. I don't know who has amnesia.
Hey, but then, so are we going to do test one now? Let's go.
Wait, should Jojo do it instead?
Eh,
Oh yeah, we've also prepared a file to follow in later.
okay, I think this video. I think we'll do test. Okay, so test one will be another next video, right?
Oh,
What's this? Test one is this video. I thought this was the introduction. So introduction plus the test one. Okay. The green file that you're seeing right here is gonna be where we're gonna file all our test papers from this book. And the other math stuff we're gonna do. So the green file is gonna be the maths file. So I guess depending on which school you go to, the color of the file might be different. It depends on which. It depends on which class also, right? It does all the classes use the same green for maths? Oh, okay. So it'll be the same for. I think you better get on with the test. I don't think our viewers really care about what dividers you're gonna use, whether it's new or old. Let's get to it. Test one. You know this whole part is gonna get cut out, right? Because I'm gonna skip to when you just start the test one. Fast forward, not cut. I'll consider that. Okay, now it's time to start with test one. The duration is 35 minutes for test one. Hey, how can you just cancel the duration? You're modifying the duration. Okay, the homework means that you should target to finish it in half the time. So that's 17 and a half minutes.
Okay. Now, once you have primary five, your teacher should request you to you must it should be like compulsory to write with blue pen already. No black pen. Yeah, I'm just gonna erase the class entirely. Because he's expelled. This just answers to the test and explanation, but we didn't teach the entire topic, so yeah. So if you really want to learn, you should check out our other videos with the entire topic taught by Jodo, the guy with amnesia.
You know, the 17 and a half minutes has started a while ago.
I know.
Are you so confident that you can complete the test within 17 and a half that you are wasting time?
There's no time limit. See, it's cancel out. Okay, start. Which is the following is 5,045,005. Now, if it's a million, means it has. If it's like 1 million, it has 6 zeros behind it, right, Jojo?
Yep.
So that means they have 7 digits if it's 5 million, because 5 is a one-digit number. So there's 7 digits. You see all the options. They all have 7 digits, so we're not canceling out anything yet. The next clue is 45,000. Now this one is 45,000. This one is 450,000. This one is 45,000. This one's 450,000. If you notice what they did, they always put like the 45 to trick you. So now we can cancel out the ones that we know are not the answer. Should I use a blue pen or a black pen to do this, Jojo?
Blue pen.
My blue pen's very inky. So should I use my black pen or my blue pen?
Okay, then the blue, because the words are in black, so we need a nice contrasting color.
Okay. Now this 45,000, so that can stay. This one's 450,000, so this must go. It's definitely not this. Now this one's also 450,000, so this must also go. This one's 45,000. This can stay. So the last and final clue is 5. Now a lot of people get tricked by this and put 2 because you see this 5 here, right? But this is actually 50. So this must go. Then the last one remaining is the number 1 option. So that's the correct answer, and this is number 1.
Woohoo!
The next question is 615,984 equals 615,000 plus what? Now let's see. What is the common bits in this? Usually this is like a giveaway question, but a lot of people still get tricked by this question. So what is the similar? Because we always look at the similarities. Because this is, if you see this kind of question in section A, this is always a giveaway question. That means it's a question to give away marks. But it's also a more risky question because when the question's more easy, sometimes it also means there's a higher risk of you getting it wrong. Agree, Jojo?
So don't
Assume that it's so easy, then like quickly do it. You should take your time and then do it.
and make sure you get the easy marks.
This one, 1 to 3 carry 1 mark each because these are like giveaway questions. But question 4 carries 2 marks. Now, in every exam paper, all these questions should carry 2 marks each. So you need to be very careful in what you choose. And if you don't know what to choose, you can always skip it and come back. But if you're always if you're worried that you won't have enough time or it's like a exam, then you can always like 乱猜, means random guess. But don't make like a guess that is non-logical, like a reasonable guess.
And a bonus tip is never leave any question blank. Because if you leave it blank,
there's no chance you can get it, because if it's, especially if it's a multi, is if it's a MCQ, that means a multiple choice question. Because in the MCQ, you can always just choose a random option, and there's still a chance that you'll get it correct. But if you don't choose anything, there's a 0% chance of you getting it correct. Compared to a 25% chance, which one will you take?
25% chance.
Agreed. Okay, next question. So the similarities is these two numbers are all 6-digit numbers, and the first three numbers are 615. Now the differences, I'm gonna use another color. Should I use black? No.
Hey, how about green? You have a green pen? Ooh, so many colors.
A bare highlighter. Anyway, let's get back to it.
Yes, focus, focus.
Now the differences are in the last three digits. In the last three digits here is 000, but in the last three digits here is 984. Now, when I highlight it, you can see it. Once you look at the paper, you only see the highlighted bits, so it's very easy to see. Now, this one is obviously the value is 0 no matter how many zeros there are. This one is 984. And we both know that the first three digits are the same. So this and this is the only difference, which is 984 minus 0. But whatever minuses by 0, if you minus something by 0, you always get back the same number. So now the only part left is to not be careless. Right, Jojo?
Yes.
Okay, so now you need to really pay attention to this 984. Now pay attention to this 84 even more, because that's how they trick you in here. So first you see all the numbers is 900, right? It's all 900. Sorry, not 900. It all starts with 9. That's how the tricking begins. Now you can easily see these two aren't it. So we're going to cross them out. Now, the other two is where most people make mistakes. Most people either choose 1 or 2, but the correct answer is 2. If you can spot the difference, is probably not right away, and most people, if you get this wrong, you only get it correct after checking very carefully. Now, this is a 984. These two obviously start with 900. So we take a look at the last two digits. This one, the last digit is 8, but this one, the last digit is 4. Can you guys now see the difference? And the second digit is 8, and the second digit is 4. Can you see the difference? They just switched the two numbers because they still look very familiar, right, Jojo?
Oh, they just switch the order.
Do you think it's a very tricky question, Jojo?
But that's not gonna trick us.
In a way, it's a very tricky question, but in a way, if you look carefully, you'll get your marks. And
We are gonna get our marks.
yep, and we'll see whether we get full marks later. If we don't get full marks, then you guys can dislike the video. But if we get full marks, you guys must subscribe and like the video. Okay, so now this is 84, this is 48, this is 84, so it must be number 2. Okay, time to continue. Now for the third question. 8,060,350 equals to, these two questions are actually really similar. All you have to do is pay attention and not make any mistakes. So the first one, but the only difference is this has two numbers. So a hard way to do this is just add these two numbers, then subtract this from that. But we're going to show you an easier way. Now we can see 8 million, 8 million. 8 million, 8 million, right? All 6 digits. So now, then we also have this 350 here, right? So, there's no microphone stand. So, anyways, now we already have this 8 million, so we can remove this 8 from the picture. Okay, we can remove this 8 because it's already accounted for. And we can also remove this because it has been removed from both sides. And we can remove this 0 as well because it's not going to do anything if you put a 0 in front. Okay, so now we're left with 60,350 and a 350. Now what's the similarities in this? There's a 350 here and a 350 here. So we can just cross this out. Now, if there's a 60 in here, does that mean there's 60 left? So the answer is 1? That's incorrect. The correct answer is actually you need to add the zeros so it stays in its place. Now it's 60,000. So there is 4 zeros. Count carefully. This only has, the first option only has 1 zero. The second option has only 1, 2, 3 zeros. The fourth option has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros, which is way too many. And the third option has 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros, which is just the right amount. The correct answer is 3. Look, it's 1, 2, 3. So is the fourth question answer 4?
Possibly. I think so.
The answer is yes. The last question's answer is 4. But even though this is a perfect pattern, this is not how every exam paper is gonna be all perfect. Right, Jojo?
Uh huh.
Water time. Okay, anyway, these three questions are very similar. Just that this, they flipped it over. So don't get too confused by this.
And then don't get too confident too.
Blah, blah, blah. But anyways, guys. So first, let's start with the second one. So there's a 40 here, right? And there's a 40 here. So we can go ahead and cancel that off. So now, what we learned just now, add back the 2 zeros. That is 7291000. Now, what's the next step? Well, let's see this. With a 291,000. So there's 1,000 and a 291. So we can go ahead and cancel that out. Now we're left with 7000000. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 zeros. So the answer in the blank here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 zeros. So now let's look carefully at it. First one, it has a missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros. There's missing 5 zeros. Now let's check how many zeros the second answer has. There's 1, 2, 3 zeros. Not enough. The third answer is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros. Did we make a mistake here? Let's double check our answers. This one has 6 zeros. Oh yes, I see a mistake. This 7 million, right? So 7 million should have 6 zeros. We missed that one. The correct answer is 4. This cross, this cross, this cross, this correct.
Always be careful.
So you should use the tick and cross method. That way you have less mistakes that you can make. Time for the next page. Okay, now we're at section B. 8,900,014. Now we know this is a 7-digit number, so I would advise for your working to draw 7 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have 7 lines here, 7 spaces to put our digit. Now first, let's start with the the first one. 8 million, right? So 8 million. The first digit is 8. 8 million is always, you know, places behind. Now in Singapore, you separate the every three digits with spaces instead of commas. So 8,900,000. Let's look at 100. 100,000. 100. So it's not 914 like that. Okay? It's 900,000. That means there's two zeros. And then 14 in numerals. You don't just write 14 there because there's still three spaces left. So what do? 14 is a two-digit number. So that means it takes up the last two spaces. So then what do we do with this? Jojo?
We fill it with a 0.
Correcto. Now the answer is 890014.
Don't forget to put the answer in the answer line to transfer your working answer to the answer line.
Not too big, not too small. So like that. It's easier to interpret.
Make it easier for the marker to mark as well.
Yeah. Otherwise, you might lose marks because the marker doesn't understand. Okay.
If the marker is happy, you're happy.
Okay. Next. The next two questions are quite familiar. Okay. Question 6. You just need to know how to spell. You start with a capital letter. 900. 903,000 and now the only reason why this is 11 because it's a two-digit one, because it's only one word, so that's N. But if it's a two-word one, then it will be a comma. Next question. Answer is whoa. Huh? Okay, never mind.
Can you explain what you're writing?
That's your job.
3 million, and then you add a comma. 300.
This is where a lot of people make mistakes. You need to add the thousand there.
So I guess you're writing the words based on the sets of trees, right?
Yeah.
3 numbers at a time. So you group the 3 numbers from the right.
Next question. Hmm. Let's highlight the important word. Smallest. So when they say this question with these 7 digits, you are not allowed to repeat any digits because you have exactly 7 digits there. Odd number. A lot of people get this wrong because of this odd number. The smallest, the absolute smallest, the last number would be a 0 here. But since they said odd number, it changes to the smallest odd number, which will be 1. And then it must lie between these two numbers. That means it cannot be the absolute smallest. It must be between these. To be the smallest between these, the smallest first number it can be is 4. But since there's no 4, we'll go on to the next digit, which is 5. No, wait, actually, sorry. The smallest odd digit number won't be at the back. It's the biggest. So this one doesn't really have a trig in it because the biggest number is an odd number. So yeah, sorry about that. Then you know we'll draw 7 spaces. And my answer. So I'm gonna start with like 5 because it can be super small. So let's start with 5. Now let's go to the biggest. Let's go to the smallest. Then it'll be 0, then 1, then 2, then 3. Then be careful because you already used the 5 there. So it'll be a 6, then a 7. Your answer is 5. 1, 2, 3, 6. Ah! I don't really like to mind use the spaces, but this one is the best one. So now we're at section C, so we can use the calculator. This is the calculator you should be using at school. You shouldn't play around with it and like throw it on the floor because otherwise this part might come off. Using the digits, form a 7-digit number and answer these questions with the numbers. Okay, so let's first go through the requirements. So for exam, sometimes they write the word statement for you, then you just need to fill it in. Sometimes they don't, and the ANS as well. So for section C, the requirements are your word statement, your ANS, which is short form for like your answer, and you need your number statements, which are your working. Then you can also show your model, which is optional, and also your working at the side, which is also optional. So these are the requirements of section C. You got that, Jojo?
So these are the requirements for section C.
Yes, you tell me you don't know that. Are you telling me you don't?
I know. So I guess the amount of space that they give you for your working is how difficult the question is.
Yeah, how many parts? Yep. Or whether it's like a test paper or just your normal activity book. For activity book, like the normal day-to-day activity book that you do in school for math, they give you about half a page to do your working. But for this, like it's 1 page. But some of these questions are also half a page. They're a lot. Okay, anyways, let's start. So the first question, let's highlight the important bits. You should always make it a habit to highlight. So the greatest number divisible by 4, the smallest multiple of 5, the greatest odd that is smaller than 500, 5,000,000. These are things. We're gonna teach you something that you don't really learn in P5. So basically, these are called divisibility rules. These are called divisibility rules. So now the divisible rules, the rule for number 4 is that um uh, the divisibility rule for number 4 is the last 2 digits this is the divisibility rule. This divisibility rule is only useful if it's for 3-digit numbers and above. So it's useful for us because it's a 7-digit numbers. Right, children?
Uh-huh.
Well, list out the multiples of 4 so we're very clear on what last 2 digits we can use and we can cancel out the ones that are not usable. So let's see. Let's just put times 4 for short form. So let's start with 4, obviously, because we can do 0, 4. What do you want, Jojo?
So you should put the last digit should be the smallest number, smallest digit, because we want the greatest number. So we save the highest digits for the tens and the hundreds and the thousand position.
Yeah, so the 2 digits should be the smallest possible. So we're only going up to like, let's only go up to 48. Because it won't be bigger than that. Because 48, the both numbers already add up to 12. They are already like so big, right? Right, Jojo?
Uh-huh. And not all the numbers are possible because we we don't have all the digits.
Okay, so now let's cross out the digits that are not possible. So 4 is not possible because we don't have 0, obviously. 8, no. 12, nope. We don't have a 1 either. 16, we still don't have a 1. 2, 0, no, we don't have a 0. 2, 4, okay, possible. 2, 8, possible. 3, 2, yes. 3, 6, no, we don't have a 6. No, 0. 4, 4, we only have 1, 4. 4, 8, possible. So let's cross out the ones that is, eh. So 4, 8, too big, right? 2, 8, too big. So now it's between 24 and 32. Which one is bigger? 32 is bigger. This is where a lot of people get tricked and they choose 24. But it's actually 32 because it's 3 and 2. 24 is 3, 2 and 4. So let's cross out 24 and we're left with one lucky number, which is 32.
Can you explain that again? Why do you choose 32 over 24?
Because even though 24 is smaller in some way, 32 is the 2 digits are like smaller. No, wait, we're trying to get the greatest number, right? So then 32 would be better because the 4 the 4 could be used before the 32. You get it now, Jojo?
Oh, okay. So you're saving the 4 to be used in the hundreds and thousands position.
Yes, because then 4 can be 400 instead of just a 4.
Ah, okay.
So that's why 32 is better to use. Now, same 7 spots for your 7 digits. And now you shouldn't like put your A, B, C for your working just in case like you do the working for A but it's actually for B, then you might get subtracted marks from putting that. So it'll be safer to like not put which section you're working on for the working. Even though you like to be organized, it's still better not to. Right, Jojo?
Mm-hmm.
So 32. So the last 2 digits is 3 and 2. Means we can cross out 3 and 2, but let's not cross it out yet because we still need it for the other numbers. So now we have left 7, 4, 9, 8, and 5. So we can just go ahead and start from the largest number down to the smallest number. Then it's 8, 7, and then. So this is your answer. We can put in the ANS first. Then all our statements will be at the bottom, not separating the working. Okay, time for the next question. The greatest number that is a multiple of 5.
Smallest number.
Yeah, the smallest. So multiple of 5 is the same as divisible by 5. So now let's check out the divisibility rule for 5. Now the divisibility rule for 5 is that the last digit is either 0 or 5. If it's not 0 or 5, then it's not a multiple of 5 or divisible by 5. You get it, Jojo, or you don't get it?
I think I get it. It's a special case for 5. The multiplication and divisible.
Yep. Okay, so now the smallest number that is divisible of 5. So now the last digit either has to be 0 or 5. But we look here, there's no 0. So we straight away know that the last digit must be 5.
That's an easy question.
This is a giveaway question, Jojo. Because this is for whole number. This one is whole numbers. This is the easy part. We haven't even got to the hard part yet, and you're saying like, so easy. Okay, so the last digit must be 5. This is smallest number, so let's start with the smallest number and climb to the biggest. Do you know why we're doing this, Jojo? Do you know why we start with the smallest number? Do you know why I don't know?
Start with the smallest digit because if you put the biggest digit in front, then the number becomes very big.
Exactly, because the places, then, it'll just rise. So, remember, the 5 here, so we can use the 5. So the next digit is 7, then 8, then 9. A lot of people, if you ignore the last part, then you'll probably get it wrong because your answer would be 2, 3, 4, 5, then 7, 8, 9. But that's incorrect. Right, Jojo?
Yep.
Let's write down A-N-S.
What happened to the spaces between the digits?
Well, technically, the teacher can't really mark it wrong because there's no spacing, but it's better to have spacing.
Oh, okay. So it's just to help the marker see the digits easily.
Yeah, but in America, they use commas. So then that's easier to do than spaces because spaces, it can be like too narrow, too wide, and it must be just right, Jojo?
Ah, okay. So in Singapore, we use spaces. Oh, but we don't have to because it's just to make the marker easier to see the answer.
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay. Next part. What is the greatest odd number that is smaller than 5 million? Oh yeah, and Jojo, you're gonna have to fast forward some parts where we're not talking so that it takes 35 minutes from the time that we start the paper.
Yeah, minus the time where you went to take your pencils and color pens.
Exactly. So that doesn't count as the 35 minutes, but this counts.
But isn't the target to finish it within 17.5 minutes?
Nah. Technically, you can finish this all in like 10, 15 minutes. You don't actually need that long because this one is just explanation. That's why it's taking very long. You get it?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so this one's the greatest odd. They added another odd. So you have to pay attention to this odd. This is where a lot of people make mistakes, guys. And the smaller than 5 million. Yes, I go. 5 million. Odd. There's no rule that says you can't annotate on a question, so feel free to annotate. So, greatest odd number that is smaller than 5 million. Now, if it's smaller than 5 million, the first digit cannot be 5. Do you know why, Jojo?
Because if you start with 5, then it will be bigger than 5 million.
Yes, because that's already 5 million. So once you add another number, it's automatically bigger than 5 million. So what's the biggest number before 5?
You find the biggest number. Oh, 4.
4. Okay, 4. Then the second one is 9, then 8, then 7, then 5, then 4. Wait, no. 4 was already used. Then 3 and 2. This is correct, right?
No.
Exactly. I was trying to trick you, Jojo. Good job for noticing. This is where a lot of people make mistakes. So, because the 2 is not a odd number. The last number must be 3. This 2. That's the correct answer. Now time for your word statements. You can fast forward this bit, Jojo. Okay, all done. Next question. That took extremely long, right? Because it's learning takes long. I know, right?
Because we're explaining it.
Some teachers have no time, so they just give us homework. Then whatever is mostly wrong, they just, whatever. So this is that. Do you see this kind of questions? Do you recognize these kind of questions?
Yeah, it's like the MCQ that we did.
Yes. If you flip back to front, it's just like these MCQ that we did. Just that for this is not multiple choice. You need to fill in your own answer. That's why it's a bit harder, but not too much harder because we don't have to go through every single option. So anyway, so let's highlight. These are the two ones. So we have a 50,000, which has 5 digits. The last 5 digits are these 50,000. So this is already 50,000, so we can cancel out the 50. So now it's okay. Let's write it down below so that we can double check our answers later. 50,368 equals blank plus 50,000 plus 308. We cancel out that. So now you cancel out both sides. So now it is equal to 6,000,368 equals to blank plus 368. Now let's take a look. This says 368. This is 368 too. So now this equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 equals to blank. That means this is the equal to this. So the answer is 6 million. Are you gonna say anything, Jojo?
But the working, this is not equals to this, right? The first line and second line, this equals is indicating that the first line is. Should we put an arrow here or something?
Nope. So we're just gonna remove the equal sign, and then it just progresses.
Okay. So this looks better.
So Jojo's our checker to see whether there's anything you can be discriminated for or whatever. Right, Jojo?
Yep.
And Jojo's a good checker, right, Jojo?
Yes.
Okay. Next one is this. Let's copy the question down. So now we have to find out what's missing in this blank. Now let's start with the smallest number, which is this. This. Where's the similarity? Here. So what do? Cancel out both sides. So now it is 5600000 equals 50000. 0, 0. Yay! Plus blank. So these two are equal, right? Now we have to find out where this one is similar to this one. And this entire thing has the same amount of digits. So now we're left with 600, 1,000,000,000 equals blank. Means this equals this. So the answer is 600,000. So now let's move on to the next question and copy it down. Am I speaking weird?
You sound different.
Boom. Yeah, because Jojo was late for our appointment, even though I gave him a 1 hour notice. Like, seriously, 1 hour. And if he's late tomorrow, I gave him a 24 hours notice for tomorrow, okay? So he better not be late. Otherwise, he'll be scolded on camera.
Okay, so question 10, part C. Copy the question. Make sure you copy it correctly.
Similarities. Smallest number, 6 digits. The 6 digits find the similarity. Next, cancel it out from both sides. Now it's 5,000,000,006 equals 5,000,000,000 plus blank. Now we find similarities. 7 digits, 7 digits. Similarity found. Similarity found. Now time to cancel it out from both sides. Now 6 equals blank. So this equals to this, and the last answer is 6. Now let's write the word statement. Yay. Oh wait, actually this wrong. We need to write the words. Okay, all done. Take a look. Wrote down. Are you done yet? 5 seconds to copy. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Next page. You could have rewind and like pause it to copy. Find the missing words and digits. Some people misunderstood this question back in the time. Right, Jojo?
Yep.
So let's highlight what we're supposed to find so we don't get confused. This has 6 digits. This has 7 digits. Highlight the numbers. Now how do we do this? Blank spot here. Blank spot here. And for the numbers, where do we need to fill in? There are no blank spots. Blank spot here. You see the question mark, right? Question mark here. So we use the information from the top to fill in the bottom and vice versa. That means from the bottom to fill in the top. Okay, so now for the first question. 5 watts and 3,078. So let's highlight similarities. But first, we need to get our other color highlighter so we don't get confused. Okay, we're back. Pink highlighter. So let's yeah. So 78. Here's your 78. Now for your 3,000. 3,000 is missing. 3,000 is here. So what do we do? That's 3,000. So let's double check it later. Now 5 what? 500. Duh, because there's like 3 numbers here. So that should be 100, right? Let's double check whether they match. Right, Jojo?
Yep. If you look at the answer at the bottom right corner, that's what you need to find out. A word and a digit.
Okay, dokie. Okay, let's double check. So this 3. Let's see what it makes sense. This one is 503,078. The reading is the same, yes?
Yes.
Okay, now let's check. 503,078. Same, right?
Yep.
So that means it's correct. So the word is 100. The digit is 3. 3 seconds to copy. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Now, 9 million something thousand and 16. Now, your 16 is obviously here. The answer is somewhere else in the question for this question mark. This question mark, what? What is this? Achoo! 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 Ooh. So this is a 20. So this should be 22, right? Then the 9 million is here. So then what happens to this? Is it like what? I think it's a 0. What do you think, Jojo?
I think so.
It matches, right? We check our answer. Yes. So now we know that this is 20 and this is 0. So this is the answer. 3 seconds to copy. 3 and 2 and 1. And now for our statements. And later we're going to have a guest to mark this with the answer sheet, of course. Just so they don't make any mistakes of our fabulous work. Right, Jojo?
But sometimes the answer sheet could be wrong, right?
Yep. But it's just very small chance. Okay, last question before we get marking. We're gonna fast forward the marking, by the way, because it's gonna be very boring, right, Jojo?
Yep.
Unless they compliment our work.
I think we can skip the answer marking.
Yes, and then for to the end. Well, let's see whether we get full marks here. Yeah, anyway, let's highlight let's highlight the important parts. So this table is important, but we're not gonna highlight it. So Mongolia in words. Mongolia in words. That's easy, right? So for this one, you don't need any word statement because it's like it's just the same as the A&S. So you don't need any word statement for this. Unless your teacher insists that you must have word statement, then you better write your word statement. Right, Jojo?
Whatever the teacher wants.
Yep. But for us, the word statement is basically the same as the answer, so it's useless, right? The population of Sweden is 9,851,017 in write it in numerals. So basically this is what is missing here. You see that, Jojo?
Sweden population is missing.
That's what you need to fill in. So which country has the greatest population and which country has the smallest, and between these two numbers. Okay, time to start. So for A, write the population of Mongolia in words. Let's read it out first. 3,071,225. So let's write. So it's start with a capital letter. 3 million. But we're not gonna cut out the marking, only like fast forward it, because then it looks cool, right? Right, Jojo?
Yep, we'll fast forward it.
Yes, but remove the sound. Well, yeah. Otherwise, it will sound. Remember the other video? The machine was like so noisy when you fast forwarded it. So make sure that doesn't happen again, please.
Okay, I'll find some soothing music.
And this is the answer. You can write your 7, spaces if you want. Now let's see which one has the greatest population. Let's fill in the blank first to make it easier for us to compare. Okay, so when comparing, let's compare the first digit first. Oh, look, an odd digit. That was super easy, right, Jojo? So Sweden is the largest population. Now, who has the smallest population? Same. Compare the first digit first. Now, this is the smallest number, 3. So Mongolia has the smallest population. And when you're copying, don't copy wrongly. Otherwise, well, um, it's like very boom, right?
Did you copy correctly?
Yes.
But the table above only has one E.
I mean, Sweden. Good thing Jojo spotted that. Okay, time for our guess the car marking. Hello. Who should our guest be? Beyonce. Who was our guest? Is it Beyonce?
Okay.
Okay, hi Beyonce. Time to mark up paper, even though she's known for singing, not marking. Okay, fine. Beyonce isn't really here. This is the answer sheet. Let's see. And we're gonna mark using this. Okay, fast forward the marking time, Jojo. No sounds. Okay, and this is our result. 25 out of 25. Yay! You think we did a good job, Jojo?
We did an excellent job.
Yay! We got full marks. Time to file it in the file because there's no corrections to be done, right, Jojo?
Yay, no corrections. No corrections. Yep, if you follow our series, you will not be doing corrections.
Ever again. Yeah, I'm down. A lot more to go. Okay, see you guys next time. Bye!